Hello, and you're welcome to this class. Somebody asked a question after the last video that we posted, and the question is, what is the difference between regular verbs and irregular verbs? And this question is what I'm about to answer now. But remember, I would always explain things in ways that I believe it would be understandable by people who are still trying to understand what English and literature uh, are actually. So I always add that my classes are not for people who are already experts. So somebody doesn't come and begin to tell me that this is not what this particular philosopher or this particular linguist or the rest of them, like I always get. You don't come to tell me that this was not what they said or this is not what they said in their books. Now, I teach in a way that it is going to be understandable by the lowest mind, in fact, by even somebody who has not come to hear about that thing before. Okay, now about regular and irregular verbs. Let us make use of what we have on the board. I am going to be presenting some words under this. These are forms in which words, verbs are expected to appear. There is something about V1. Just try to follow me. There is something about V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. These are verb forms. Here, we have 0, meaning that there is nothing to be added under words. There is nothing to be added to the word that will be under this. Here we have S. Here we have ED. Here we have ING. And here we have ED. What it means is that the words to appear under this would have these things added to them. Now, this is what I'm going to use to explain the difference between regular verbs and irregular verbs. Now, let us take, for instance, here we have something like walk. Let's say we have something like walk here. Under this one, we have walks. Remember, there is an S. Take note that these first two are verbs in the simple present tense form. All right. Now, this is the plural form of it, while this is the singular. Remember that in verbs, you add S to words to make them singular, unlike what you do in nouns. Okay. Now, here, this walk, walks. Over here, it becomes walked. This is the simple past tense form of it. For example, when you say, I walked to school, I walked to the church, and the rest of them. That is it here. Over here, you have something like walking. This is in the progressive tense form. It can be present progressive, it can be past progressive. Now, but just understand that what we have here is the progressive tense form, where you have some such thing as was walking, I am walking, I was walking, he was, and the rest of them. This is in the progressive tense form. Then over here, you also have walked here. But take note that the walked here and the one you have here are not the same. This is simple past. This is past perfect. Depending on how you want to use it, it can be past perfect, it can be present perfect. This is in the perfect tense form of it. All right. Now, this is considered to be the verb forms. You can see this particular word, walk, obeys the rules here. Let me use that. It complies with the directions that you have here. Wherever it is to take ed, it accepts it. Where it is to take ed here, it accepts it. The same thing is going to happen if you have a word like stop. If you come over here, it is stops. If you come over here, it becomes stopped. Over here, you have stopping, and here, stopped again. Now, these words are regular verbs. Why? Because they accept these rules. A regular verb accepts ed for the simple past tense form and accepts ed for the perfect tense form. All right? But there are words that do not accept these things. Take, for instance, when you have something like come. If you come over here, you have comes. If you have here, there is nothing. We do not have anything like this for the past tense form. What do we have? This becomes came. Here you have coming, and here you have it returns to come. Another example is that situation where you have something like run. Here you have runs. If you come over here, it becomes run. And if you come over here, it comes back to run. Am I communicating? If you have a word like cut, come to this place. I am jumping here because these are the major places that are considered when you're talking about regular and irregular verbs. Now, here, this cut, the past tense form will still be cut. Here, it will still be cut. Now, whenever you have a verb that refuses to take ed, just like this three here, whenever you have a verb that refuses to take ed for the simple past and for the perfect tense form, that is what we refer to as an irregular verb. So the ones you have 1, 2 are regular verbs. Whenever that particular word, that particular verb accepts ed at these two places, it is a regular verb. And when it refuses, just like what you have here, it is an irregular verb. If there are more questions that somebody might have to ask about this, always feel free to send your questions, and please do well to share our posts. Thank you.